Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Action Speaks Louder podcast. Today is the release day of the second volume of the Action Speaks Louder, and my
Mhm.
guest is Lisa Jeffs. Hey, welcome.
Thanks for having me. I'm
Yeah.
excited. Happy release day.
Yeah. Lisa, you're a life coach and an executive coach, one of the top ones in Toronto at the moment. So it's really
Mhm.
exciting having you in the book, and it's the second time that you're contributing to the book. So,
That's right.
what made you want to be part of the project again?
Well, a couple things. One, it's so easy working with you, right? Because one, you help you've helped me craft the story. So for me as a coach, there's a lot of things when I think about my life I can pull from, but that doesn't always translate into a story that's inspiring for people. So working with you is great because you were able to say, hey, why don't we frame it like this? So when people are reading it, it's really about taking them on a journey and then ending with those aha moments, as opposed to just kind of dumping a story on people. So that was great. And also I love the fact that there's something about books like this that are shorter and that allow the author to get their message in a shorter time span. I find in my journey, just being a coach and with speakers and authors or aspiring authors, that they can have an idea and 3 years down the line, they still have the same idea. And the book is still in their Word document and
Yeah.
nothing's happened. So this is a great way to actually craft the story, have this very concrete deadline, and it's not overwhelming
Yeah.
because it's right. It's just one piece of the whole book.
Mhm. That
And that's
that's
why I wanted to do it again. Yeah.
Yes, that's good to hear because every time I release this book, I felt like, oh my God, this is like such a short read, basically. But I now remember when I started business and I wanted to dig more into books, and I felt like these are big, massive books. When do I have the
Hmm.
time to actually get through them? And this is a book,
Hmm.
it's like this current book, the second volume of The Action Speaks Louder, is nine stories.
Yeah.
And they're
Yeah.
short chapters, but they're like, I feel like the chapters are short, but it's not like people talking a lot without saying anything. It's pretty
Hmm.
much to the point.
Yeah.
And it's good that
Yes.
you feel the same. That's very good. And what was actually the you shared your story of how you actually started or how you became a coach in the first book.
Hmm.
What was now in the second book you talk about your high sensitivity? What inspired you to choose this specific topic?
Well, I thought back to what's an element of my journey that I can share with leaders? Because I work with leaders, entrepreneurs, executives. It's all individuals who kind of have to be in the spotlight somehow. And I know a lot of the challenges I had in my journey, especially from childhood, were to prepare me for this work that I'm doing now, which I see as being my purpose, my life's purpose. And the high sensitivity was such a huge part of my journey because a lot of people that see me now, when they're describing me, they describe me as being extroverted, really confident, really like da da da. And it's like, well, one, I'm extremely introverted. Second of all, I didn't always have this ability to just get on a camera and get in front of a microphone and speak. There was a time, which I share in the book, where my mother would drop me off at our kid co-op. And I would literally walk. She would drop me off. I would walk inside and I would walk directly to the corner and I would hide in the corner like this.
Yeah.
And I would just stand there. I would just stand there because there was so much going on. I couldn't process it. And the people labeled me as shy, right? Like teachers or kids, right? Oh, Lisa, she's so shy. She's so shy. But that never fit who I was. I was like, I'm really not feeling like I'm a shy person. I
Yeah.
feel like this is just so much, and I want to go in my cocoon.
Hmm.
And I know a lot of leaders and entrepreneurs and people who want to step in the spotlight, who are also highly sensitive, often have this label on them that they're shy or introverted, but introverted in a really weird, twisted way. That's not actually what introversion is. Like
Hmm.
it's labeled as a bad thing. Or they feel like uh, anxious, anxiety, but sometimes that anxiety is not actually anxiety, it's that they're overstimulated, right? They're so sensitive to sounds and smells and all these things that they want to kind of hide out when really their gift, when we harness high sensitivity, which is what I wanted to share in my story, it's an ability for people to use their God-given, skills, their gift of high sensitivity to tap into another person, connect with them so deeply, and be able to know immediately what that person needs,
Yeah.
know immediately what that person wants. And if we're seeing it as a hindrance, then we kind of just stay in our cocoon and we just hide out. When we can see it as a superpower, we're like, oh, how can I use this in my work? And how can I learn the boundaries it takes to maintain my boundaries so I'm not getting overstimulated? It's not becoming a hindrance. It's actually becoming I would never give up my high sensitivity. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah.
But it's
It's
something
amazing.
you really need to learn to handle, right? It's
Yeah.
like something like, I mean, I will not say that I be high sensitive, but I know when especially when I'm in the creative phase as a writer, I don't need any people around me, and I'm get easily triggered by sound, and like,
Mm-hmm.
so it's like, where's the sound? I need just want to focus, and there's even just a dog barking is like, it can trigger
Mm.
something in myself. It's like, oh my God. And then of course the version with like, oh, you're introverted, you're not like social. It's like, I don't see the reason to be social because I'm in my world, I'm right there. And then after that, I just want to kind of bring myself down so I don't need to be out because our, as you said, it's overstimulated and it's
Mm-hmm.
always overlooked and put in a negative frame as well.
Yeah.
So that's what I really liked. I saw myself a little bit in your chapter as well, like especially with hiding, you want to have your safe corner somehow. And I think when
Mm-hmm.
you're young, a lot of people do have this, but
Mm-hmm.
they whether they just like society says, oh, toughen up, like thick skin or
Oh
get
yeah.
used to it. But in real, they're just hiding their true selves in a way.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it's now when people say, "Oh, you're not social," it's like, yeah, I can live with that. That's fine for me. It's like
Exactly.
I actually don't care. So this is the best version of myself. And if it
Yes.
means that I'm not going out into the pubs or wherever to concerts
Mm-hmm.
every week, then that's fine. I can
Mm-hmm.
go a whole month without talking to someone sometimes. And then other times I'm looking forward to meet my friends to go out for dinners and all this stuff. It's like a good
Yes.
balance. So I really like this about chapter because it was, I think, a unique topic
Mhm.
that many people have inside but do not really look into it or don't listen. And
Yes.
so it
Mm-hmm.
was really good.
Yeah.
But doing the writing, did you come up like with some surprises or challenges while you were writing the book?
Surprises or challenges? Not, I wouldn't really call them surprises or challenges. I
Mhm.
feel like I think my biggest thing is getting into the flow.
Yeah,
So once I'm in the flow and I'm writing, it kind of just flows into each other. So it's like if there's not really a point where, do a little bit and then I'm like, oh, I don't know what else to do. It kind of just flows. I
yeah,
think it's more starting the writing. Like where do I start this? What anchors in the story? Where do I want to start the story for
yeah,
people? You give I have your outline though that you
yeah,
give. So I
yeah,
just follow that outline. If I didn't have that outline, maybe I would be like, I don't know how to do this, but I follow your outline, which is right. It's like the hero's journey,
yeah,
but it puts it in such a easy way to follow from start to end to make sure you have all the components. And that's what made it.
Yeah, because you don't need to make things difficult. Always grew up with like this mantra: keep it simple, keep it clear.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, and every time, like when people, like when I talk to them about the book and how it's such an easy process, because a lot of people, the biggest fear is people saying, "Oh, I'm not a writer. I'm not like I'm." I think they start overthinking.
Yeah.
So, just from your perspective, because you have written 2 chapters, would there be something you would say to people that came up with, or I'd like to be part of the book, but I am not a writer, that you would have any advices or something that maybe helped you?
Let me see. What was the biggest part that has helped me? Because I noticed for myself, like I haven't really had so much of that being a challenge for me, but I know even with my clients, right? A lot of them will
Mhm.
get in their head about writing or sharing something, or, I'm not a writer. One of the things when I was in Hay House writers community, it's like a community for people that were writing.
Yeah.
One thing that always stuck out to me was I forget her name, but she was is one of the main editors. And she said to someone who was having a challenge similar to that, you're an author, you're a writer. You're not supposed to be an editor.
Yeah.
You're supposed to have the story, right? It's the editor that will bring it together and really, comprise it into. Because I think a lot of people that say, I'm not a writer, instead of thinking, I have a story to share. I don't need to write it like a New York best, seller. I can just share, I can just share my story and
Yeah.
it's going to, as long as I have a framework, I can put it together. But they really kind of put themselves into this end game. And it's like
Hmm.
even the authors that do that, they have editors. The editors are making it like a, or they have ghostwriters.
Yeah.
Right? You really, as being an author, when I think of being an author now, it's do I have a story to share?
Hmm.
That's it. And that's what I think most people need to take away with it is if you have a story to share, if you're a leader or an entrepreneur or someone that says, you know what, I had these challenges to share with other people, then that's enough. You can make it into a story that people are going to gain a lot of value from.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. So I think what you said with the end game is so right. People already see the end product. So, and this is what they want to write straight away, but it's not a long journey, especially with this project. It's not a long journey to write your chapter.
No.
And but people already, and then sometimes I get chapters and you can tell, wait, this is ChatGPT. This is doesn't sound like you. And then mostly I get on the phone with them and talk them as well. Just write. Don't care
Mm.
about punctuation, about whatever, even if the wording, you repeating your wording doesn't matter at the beginning. It's just like start, but have an authentic voice. I think that's the most important thing as well.
Yes,
Being authentic.
yes. Be
So
authentic. And voice note it. When you said that, that reminded me of voice noting, which is such a powerful strategy for people that kind of get stuck when they're like at the computer writing.
yeah,
Speak your story into a voice note, have it transcribed.
I know, use technology nowadays. Like that's the
Use,
thing. I
yeah,
think I had
use it.
one. Yeah, I think I had one author in this book. He said, I can't write. I said, well, just speak it like the way, because she said, I'm a good speaker. I said, well, just record your speaking and transcribe
Mhm.
it. And but then, yeah, the struggle with the overthinking and the self-doubt started once she saw the writing. It doesn't read like the way I would say it. It's like doesn't matter. It's just like because it's your perspective. And I think another advice would just ask a friend or someone maybe they can read. So because a
Mhm.
lot of people have self-doubt
Yeah.
when writing, but also when other things, starting your business and everything. It's like
Yep.
the I don't know where it is coming from that we always that self-doubt is always stopping us. I don't
Hmm.
know where. I mean, you work with a lot of people, so I can imagine it's something you always have to sort of break in people,
Hmm.
this pattern, I can
Hmm.
imagine.
And I think it's only gotten worse with social media.
Hmm.
especially because people are comparing themselves to highlight reels that aren't even real. Now with AI, right? It's
Yeah.
we don't even know what's real, what's not. So the self-doubt can start to really come over, or this feeling of I'm not enough. I don't have a story to tell. It's not as good as these people. I can't tell it in a way that that's as good. And all of this nonsense comes over.
Mm.
As opposed to, I often tell my daughter that right before she was born, actually right when she was born, we had film cameras. So there was no going back, there's no filters, there's no like you get the picture, you get whatever you get when you order it and it comes in. And it's like that is real humanity, right?
Mm.
Not this, edited, filtered, ChatGPT'd
Yeah,
version.
the polished world. Yeah, yeah. It's this is why I think a lot of people go back to the analog stuff nowadays. A lot of I just see the younger generation, or even it was me like 15 years ago when I was traveling in Australia. I bought this like secondhand camera with film in it, and I would just
Hmm.
and even now when I look like even through my Instagram, like I uploaded because some years ago I had this shoebox full of films and undeveloped, and
Hmm.
started developing them all. It's like even when I look through this picture, these are still the best pictures I took, actually, better than my phone or something, because it's
Yeah,
authentic.
it's real. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
So
real. It's
anyway,
real.
I really like your chapter, your theme of the chapter with the high sensibility. And but I was wondering, how does your current work connect to the story that you shared in your book?
Well, I work with a lot of leaders that have, I would even call it like, I call it in the book high sensitivity. I would even call it, what's the word I'm looking for? Not even when I say high sensitivity, a lot of people think it means like I'm sensitive, right? Like I'm emotional, that I
Mhm.
cry, or not that there's anything wrong with that, but it's really about sensory. So it's
Yeah.
like high sensory. So when I work with a lot of leaders, they are intuitive and they are in touch with energy,
Mhm.
and they can they're in that realm. So, and again, I go back to why I wanted to share it, because a lot of people hide that, or they're embarrassed, or they don't want to talk about it because the still in the society that we live in, that's looked at as somehow less than the hustle.
Mhm.
Or if I want to get ahead in leadership, it's about hustling and pushing and manipulating. And it's like, no, sure, that's one way to do it. And
Yeah.
it's a sure way to, have a dumpster fire at some point.
Yeah.
Or, right, it's tapping into where we're going in leadership, which is much more heart-centered, empathic, connection, human-based, especially now with the AI coming out.
Mhm.
And highly sensory leaders are going to be so needed and it valued, because they are the ones that can so easily connect with other people,
Absolutely.
right? Connect with the society, to what does society actually need.
Mhm.
So that's why it connects to that, because I think that's where we're going
Yeah.
as a society.
Absolutely. As you said, with the AI, like, everyone is so afraid of the AI will replace so many jobs. But I don't think, especially when it comes to coaching, you do have coaches that just have their 101 formula you can get that even ChatGPT can give you. But
Hmm.
what this whole AI thing can never tap into is the emotions and the true experience of living and the feelings. And as you
Hmm.
said, what we need is coaches that do tap into the high sensitivity,
Hmm.
because as you write in your chapter as well, you can see you reading between the lines
Hmm.
with the ability to feel it different than just a regular person, let's say that. So it
Hmm.
makes
Yeah.
you as a coach also very unique. And I think that's one reason why a lot of people feel aligned when you're working with you, I can imagine.
Well, yeah, because it's a lot of times people come for a one reason, but someone with high sensitivity, or at least I can see the whole scope and be like, okay, this is what you're saying, but this is what I'm getting. Does this resonate?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh my God, okay. Yes. And it saves us so much time than if I was just looking at the surface and just listening to what they were saying, we'd just be going
Mm.
around in circles.
Yeah. It's absolutely because a lot of
Yeah.
people don't get you. It's like, even with my partner, I just feel like she is discovering that she is in many points high sensitive, and she has a coach and feels like she doesn't understand me. She just doesn't. And she
Yeah.
feels lost in a way. So it's good that people like
Yeah.
you are out there and you're highlighting in your chapter the high sensibility and what does it mean? What stigma do we actually have about this subject as well? And
Hmm.
so if you're interested in reading more about high sensitivity, about Lisa Jeffs, then I highly recommend getting the new edition of The Action Speaks Louder. And so,
Yeah.
last but not least, what's next for you?
Well, when I'm looking into 2026, we're looking at more leadership. So really focusing in on is leadership going, specifically with female leadership. I don't know if you felt it, but there's a huge shift
Mm.
in, right, female leadership, female
Yes.
energy in general, like massive. And how in my work can I support that best in where we're
Mm.
going in the like what's in the zeitgeist? And part of it's going to be the high sensitivity. And then the next part is going to be really just helping women tap into their innate power that's been really just hidden and kind of pushed down, right? Like,
Yeah.
oh, woman's intuition. Okay. It's like, no, woman's intuition is extremely powerful. And the more that women can realize that, leaders
Mm.
that are typically, more A-type, so
Yeah.
and I'm a more A-type leader, but tapping into the female intuition, prioritizing rest, no, seeing that rest isn't a bad thing, and setting this vision for themselves that's truly aligned with where they want to go, not with what's been told they should go. That's kind of what the gist of where we're going.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. And I mean, I see it with the book as well. The majority of people involved are female coaches and or
Hmm.
not even coaches, like people starting their own business, getting tired of the status quo that's been told for decades and
Hmm.
like starting carving their own path basically. Um,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I think it's really powerful thinking this way and looking into the future with like more like the female intuition because it's been a man's world all the time. I mean, I'm a dude, so for me it was never really like. And I grew up in the underground scene, like the hardcore punk, where it's never nobody cared if you're a woman or man. Like it's just equal.
Yeah.
But now looking out in the society, especially in the workplace, it's like oh shit, a shift is needed because we're just running in circles basically. Like look at
Yeah.
politics nowadays, just running in circles, going again and again and again, nothing changes. It
Just
feels
going
like
again and
just
again.
getting worse. So it's good
Hmm.
that like you're putting it out there and you going extremely high, like going straight forward to empower other female entrepreneurs, people getting out of their comfort zone.
Hmm.
And I hope they all come and share their story as well because
Yeah, it's needed. It's needed.
yeah.
It's needed.
All
Yeah.
right. Cool. Thank you so much for taking the time talking to
Mhm.
me with the podcast about your chapter. And
Of
yes,
course. Yeah,
cool.
I love it. I love being here. I'm excited for the book. Everybody, get your copy. It's release day.
Okay. Awesome. Cool. Thank you.